Great. Thank you very much. So I'd like to ask the next team to come up. Bjarke Ingels Group, otherwise known as BIG. They have, and I will be butchering some names now, but Vahanen, our Foresight Innovation, Transolar, Antti Oiva, Arkkitehti, Masu Planning, Passivitalo, Pasi Mäenpää, Mikko Jaalas. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Citra, for letting us in on this competition. It's been a pleasure to work with such a sort of a rare client. Let me see.
Stop the time.
Our project is called Reciprocity, and this is the team that Marco just described. And this is our project, and I would like to introduce Matthias Rudolph of Transolar to let you in on some of the strategies and key issues that has been driving our design.
So the competition has a high potential for sustainability on a much bigger scale, because it's not on a building scale but on a city block and a master plan scale. Our approach utilizes passive strategies to first minimize energy and load on site by the buildings, then innovative service strategies which are flexible over time, because technologies on the service side evolve very quickly, while the building will hopefully be there for the next 100 years, which is another sustainability aspect. And the supply strategies are renewable and residues to fulfill the energy demand. So the difficulty in this planning process is that there are a lot of interdependency of scales, because we have the master plan, the city block, the building, and the apartment. And just to show you, for example, the quality of an apartment can be only as good as your neighbor allows you. Because if the neighbor is like a high-rise, you won't get ever sun in the wintertime, which is a quality criteria. So there are interdependencies between these scales which need to be solved within the design approach. And also, just to have a carbon-neutral development does not mean that it's sustainable. A truly sustainable development is only sustainable if it provides a high comfortable city where people want to live in 24 hours a day and all year long, also in winter. So outdoor comfort is a very important goal. Also solar access as well as architectural design. So our approach within the design team is to combine all these boundary conditions, the interdependency of scale, the solar access, the outdoor comfort, the quality, and also the goal of a net zero carbon development together in an approach which we call reciprocity. Reciprocity means mutual give and back, a mutual action and reaction, that at the end of the design process and the result, everybody of the design process and the occupants will successfully participate in an optimized result. Just to show you a bit in solar access, optimizing, this is the given master plan, which we think is a really sound basis for a zero carbon development. And we apply now to optimize for solar access, put a building on site, cut it back, optimize for solar access of the neighbor. So it's a mutual action and reaction. The neighbor, let's say we are good to our neighbors, apply this on the other side for daylight to the north, because in the north we are perfect for offices. And then if we apply that to the master plan at all, we end up at something which looks like this, which somebody would think which this would be restrictive to architecture, but we'll go on that later. The result is that you have a lot of surfaces with high solar gains, even in wintertime, and direct solar access, a precondition for the comfort of the people living there. And on the other side, on the north, we're optimized area for offices, which don't like solar gains because they have a lot of internal heat gains. And by doing so, I will give back to Thomas.
Yeah, so this is a little model of the Jätkäsaari building structure as sort of traditional housing blocks. And this is how it would look with the reciprocity applied to it. And here's some examples showing that within the existing volumes, it does not really, it doesn't give any special architecture, but a lot of different typologies are actually possible within this. And getting down to the Citra side, this is the reciprocity volume of the site for the competition. And what we have done is basically divided into two by this connection that was in the master plan, making two different buildings. One is a courtyard building that can be used to investigate all of these more sort of traditional and approaches, and the other one is an atrium building which would house the headquarters for Citra and make this inner public space. And it looks somewhat like this. The division of the program is quite important, and where do you place it in the building? So the retail area we place along the busy street and in the deep plan or the base of the new Citra building. Office space we place towards the north-facing facades in the Citra building, and in the city block it's at the lower levels where there's less direct sunlight and where there's sort of less noise for the housing, which comes here where the housing in the Citra headquarters is placed at the south and the west sides of the building, because they like to benefit from the heat gain from the sun during the day, so the apartment is warm when you get home at night. And in the housing in the sort of perimeter block, the housing is placed on top of the office space. So basically, we have these two public spaces: the inner courtyard and the atrium space. And this basically works as a inner public space where people can join and come and sort of explore the new visions of Citra. And climatically, it works so in the summertime that the draft from the prevailing western wind would basically help. I don't know if you want to step in.
Yeah, Marco allows us.
Okay.
Another 30 seconds. Okay, just to summarize on this, the courtyard building is basically a typical architectural apartment building, while the atrium building is something special. It allows the center of the atrium is the public realm, which opens up in summer to be a public realm, natural ventilated, while during winter time it's a protected outdoor space with a glazed facade. So it allows a new public center for Jätkäsaari, for the neighborhood, where people can gather and be protected from the harsh outside condition during winter time. So in addition to the restaurants and bar, this should be another alternative. I think we...
And these are some last images. I guess our time is up.
Yep.
Maybe, perhaps. I hate to cut you.
We can go on like that forever, but we have 5 minutes.
Anyhow, thank you. Right.